This medicine man, once again, I'm just coming to drop a little gem on y'all, real quick, um, about using the Bible and the Bible verses that could be used for dreams and inducing some really good dreams. I know a lot of times we have things on our minds and we're looking for answers and clarity and things like that, things of that nature. So what we can do is certain Bible verses we can take, pray them a certain amount of times. Excuse me. Now, this particular verse that we're talking about right now, we can pray this particular verse 7 times before you go to bed. Now, you also can anoint your forehead with oil. You can take, some people use jasmine, some people use frankincense, some people use myrrh. It just kind of varies on your preference on what makes you feel dreamy. There ain't nothing particular you should be using as far as oil, but you anoint the verse. Anoint the verse. Now, what I do, I cut it out, and a lot of people do. They cut out the verse, they anoint it. Some people sleep with the verse in their sleeping hat or whatever they use to sleep in. Some people take the verse with a little piece of honey and they put it on their chest and they sleep with it on them like that, while others put it in the pillowcase. I recommend the pillowcase for my own personal reasons. You take the verse and you can cut it out, anoint it with your oils, and you put it into the pillowcase. And once you put it into the pillowcase, you go ahead and you anoint your pillow and your bed, and then you move on, to get some rest, go to sleep, and see where it takes you. This particular verse right here is Malachi. It's in the book of Malachi. I know a lot of time people be looking at the book of Psalms and think that, the book of Psalms it solves everything. But as a hoodoo practitioner, somebody who's been raised in a culture, we understand that there are various verses that can be used for different reasons and things like that. A real root worker is more skilled than the book of Psalms to to make a long story short. Real talk. But this particular verse is in the book of Malachi. I'm gonna share with y'all about dreaming and dreams, um, and inducing these dreams. This particular verse is 3:1. Say, I, the Lord all powerful, will send my messenger to prepare the way for me. Then suddenly the Lord you are looking for will appear in his temple. The messenger you desire is coming with my promise, and he is on his way. You want to pray that 7 times. What you're doing is technically calling forth the messenger. You're calling forth that messenger spirit to come forth and deliver you with that dream that you're looking for to answer the question to wherever you have in your life. Now, part of dream interpretation, in my perspective, um, everybody got their own, but part of dream interpretation is being able to do readings, because the readings can give you clarities to the things that you're thinking and things like that in reference to the reading, in reference to the dream. So that's something to hold to hold close to you. It's that in the book of Malachi 3:1, we have a dream verse, one that it can induce dreams. There are many more that I'm going to share with y'all guys over a certain amount of period of time. But this particular one in general is a real good one. Trust me, you pray it 7 times, recite it 7 times before you go to bed. You can leave your Bible open and just pray it 7 times. You can cut it out. And I mean, I know some hoodoo workers, they might cut it and put it into a jar or put it into a cloth and hang it over their bed. I've seen it connected to a chicken feather. The people cut the verse out. They cut the verse out, and then they have a chicken feather. They take the chicken feather and tie the verse to the chicken feather. It just depends. It just depends. When people construct their root work, they have specific reasons why. It's a reason why you would connect the bird feather to the verse. There is a reason. You have to understand the reason and just not get into the ingredients. Don't stop looking at the external part of it. Stop looking at what people are using and think just because you use what that person is using that you're going to get the same effect. Well, I'm sorry, I'll be the first one to tell you, no, that's not the case. Like I tell people all the time, I mean, there's a difference between a root worker using salt and somebody else trying to mimic and imitate that root worker and using salt in the same capacity without knowing who or what that root worker is praying to, what energy they conjured up, how to even conjure that energy up. So for the most part, the root worker's salt becomes a magical powder, and the other person's salt just becomes some really good seasoning they got in their pockets. You know what I mean? So for the most part, I just wanted to share that gem with you guys about dreaming, and the dream verses that could be found in the Bible. You know what I mean? There are plenty of dream verses, like I told you, could be found in the Bible. And Malachi 3:1 is one of them. Try it. Put it under your pillow. Put it in your pillowcase. Cut it out. Put some honey on it. Put it under your armpit. You know what I mean? For the most part, this verse here does induce dreams. Have fun with it. Peace. It's Medicine Man and I'm out. Y'all already know where to catch me.